In episode 506, Ryan and Jose talk about the upcoming Kickstarter with a sneak peek at the video for the upcoming campaign, as well as some Hellraiser-related news. This is the Clive Barker Podcast, where longtime fans Ryan and Jose interview guests, bring you the news, and take deep dives into Barker-related stuff. This episode is sponsored by Don Bertram's Celebrate Imagination. Don Bertram is a longtime friend of Clive and advocate of his art. But Don's unique and inspiring paintings are for sale, and over 50% of the proceeds go to the Arts and Medicine program at the Texas Children's Cancer Center. There's even a paver in Washington, D.C. representing Celebrate Imagination. We're thrilled that this worthy cause is sponsoring our podcast again this year, and we hope that you'll consider looking over his Pinterest page and commissioning a painting of your own. For commissions, Don requires no money down, and there will be no obligation on your part. You can also head over to the Etsy shop to buy one of his books, like A Chimney Sweep's Tale, Celebrate Imagination, or The Imaginaries. Follow the link in the show notes or click on the side banner and let's see what's new with Don Bertram today. Take a look at his recent paintings Shooting Star, Rescue Puppy X, and Togetherness. Let's welcome our other sponsor, Ed Martinez, and his YouTube channel. Lots of great special effects videos and Barker-related content. Hey, if you want to help us out, support us on Patreon at patreon.com/BarkerCast589. Our subscribers will get exclusive access to content not available anywhere else, like our Collector's Corner video series, rare Barker videos, and early behind-the-scenes stuff. Our supporters get to help us choose episode topics and even join us on the podcast. Our supporters also get access to the exclusive channel in our Discord server. We'll be forever grateful if you consider helping us out and subscribing to our Patreon. Hey, and welcome to episode 506 of the Clive Barker Podcast. And good afternoon, or is it a morning or after? It's afternoon. Jose, how's it going?
It's almost 3 p.m. here, Ryan. Yep, yeah. I'm doing good. Thank you. I hope you had a good week. I know you put in a lot of work on our Kickstarter. And
on Monday.
We're still going to get to that. But here we are with episode 506, where we're going to discuss a little bit of the status of the podcast and some recent news.
Yeah, we have some news from the Reef we can talk about. First of all, various blogs, video game blogs and stuff have been sort of reblogging this guy from GameSpot who had a 40-minute hands-on preview from a convention of Hellraiser Revival. He kind of talks about his feelings on it, how much he loves it. He compares it to one of the Resident Evil games, which I'm not a super expert on those. So I think I've played the first one.
I've never played any of them.
Yeah, and he also compares it to Condemned, which is a game by Sega. So I know a lot about that one, which is like a sort of a survival horror game. And so. It all sounds, he sounds super excited about it. It sounds pretty good. It's like a 9-minute, I think, video about, and mostly it's him talking about it, but he intercuts, I think actually what he cuts in is just images from mostly from the trailer, except for there's one part in the video where he's talking about, he's running around in the labyrinth and the Chatterer was chasing him, and he shows there's a footage of that. And so I don't remember that being in the trailer. Maybe it is.
I think it is. There's a shot with like Chatterer and stuff. And there's also the shot walking up the steps to Leviathan. So this was Kurt Indovina. He was at Gamescom 2025 and he played 40 minutes, the first 40 minutes of Hellraiser Revival, right? So he says it's like you said, a survival game. I guess you harness the magical powers of the cube, and I'm wondering if this is going to turn into like the Cube of Souls in Doom 3, where it was basically like a one-hit thing that you would just throw it at the monsters and it would destroy them. I don't know. But and it says also it relies on tense melee combat and guns to fend off monsters and humans, which are probably the cultists that they mentioned in the game. It looks like he had a lot of fun, and the game is pretty interesting. I'm not exactly sure how the survival elements are going to work in the game because I'm not really a survival game kind of guy. I've never played Resident Evil or, any survival games like that. The one where, what was the name? The one that had Pinhead and Jason and all those Death
Oh,
by
yeah.
Daylight. I never played Death by
Yeah,
Daylight, so
yeah.
yeah,
And that I guess that's more of like a multiplayer thing though.
right, right.
Yeah. I think
But
did you ever play Alone in the Dark?
well, I play the first one. I
Yeah,
mean,
so that
yeah,
would be a survival horror game, right? I
okay,
mean,
yeah,
yeah.
but not to the extent of what happens now with like Friday the 13th or like Dead by Daylight. This was more like if you did everything in the right order, you'd be able to get through Alone in the Dark. So
Yeah,
you
but
had to,
you'd have
yeah,
monsters jumping out of
that's
closets at
true.
you and stuff too.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're
That's
right.
what it yeah, Alone in the Dark or Resident Evil, that's what those games are like. I mean, this would be like that. It's not like Dead by Daylight or Friday the 13th.
Yeah. So this doesn't have multiplayer from what I
No.
understood, right? No.
Yeah. Yeah, of course better graphics than Alone in the Dark where people were just big polygons.
Yeah. I think it's great
Yeah.
that Doug Bradley is doing voice for this game.
Yeah,
Even though
and
the
you can hear it in there, and there's like a kind of a reverberating,
yeah, it's not
booming quality to
exactly
it.
like the Hellraiser movies voice, but
Yeah,
it's pretty interesting the effect they put on his voice.
yeah. So I put a link to their website too because I was looking at it. I was kind of hoping that there would be a release date yet, but there's not. So maybe soon. You know, they say on their FAQ that the release date's coming soon. They also said if you pre-ordered one of the special editions,
Mhm.
that it would get shipped to you in such a way that it would arrive at the same time as the release date for everything else.
Wow, that's great then. I
Yeah.
still haven't pre-ordered it, but you did, right?
Yes. Yeah, I'm excited about that.
I want to see more gameplay footage so I can know what the game is like. But
Yeah.
who am I kidding? I'm going to buy the game anyway.
Right. Yeah. We can just be surprised and talk about it on the podcast.
Yeah. So apparently
So,
they got a Scarlet Church cult,
yeah.
and yeah.
And the
So
main character is in a biker gang called the Hellraisers. So
oh
that's why he has like Hellraisers on the back of his jacket.
oh, that's weird. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense now. You know. Yep.
Yeah.
I should go frame by frame on that thing and try to find out more about.
Yeah. Yeah, he says there's one point where there's a knife jammed in this person's body who's still alive and they're like one of the cultists. And so as
Mhm.
you're pulling the knife out, he's like, "Oh, that's so nice." Even though he's obviously dying.
Looks like it says it's a first person survival horror with no skill tree and a classic Resident Evil style inventory system. The Genesis configuration cube acts as both a puzzle and a weapon. There's a crafting system for health, ammunition, and weapons. And
Hmm.
Cenobites like Chatter and Butterball are confirmed in the game. So I guess the female might also be in there. That'd be terrific.
Well, yeah, because then we know Pinhead is in there.
Brutal horror so graphic that vomit bags were reportedly provided at the preview event.
Yes.
So just like Hellbound barf bags.
Yeah.
And it says it's supposed to be 7 to 10 hours of gameplay.
Yeah.
So that's kind of short, but
Well, it's normal for a survival horror type game or like a
yeah,
single player sort of a style like this.
I hope that it has replayability. Like if there's going to be like a maze or anything that you can go through,
Yeah.
take different approaches to the game and have different experiences, that would be great if you could do
He,
that.
he said in the video that when he was running away from the chatterer in the labyrinth that the maze was shifting while he
Hmm.
was running and he could hear the chattering behind him, in the surround sound.
Oh,
Just
excellent.
yeah, pretty creepy. Yeah, it sounds pretty
Yeah,
neat.
a game definitely that you'll have to play with the headphones on.
Yeah. Well, or surround sound.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Yeah. All right. So next up, Peter Atkins is going to be at Vroman's bookstore to kind of help out. I think a friend who wrote I think a children's book. So Pete Atkins is going to be there helping him out on Saturday at 3 p.m. October 11th, Vroman's bookstore in Pasadena, California.
Oh, that's right. Is a Stoker Award-winning author and old friend Pedro Iniguez, and his book is called The Fib. So it's a
Yeah.
picture book, right, for kids,
Yeah.
published by
So
Glue Books.
good chance to meet Peter Atkins.
So if you're in Pasadena, you definitely can meet up with
Mm-hmm.
Pete and his friend Pedro.
Yeah. And if you don't follow Doug Bradley on YouTube, his most current book that he's reading on there, because he reads books to people, on his YouTube channel, is The
Right.
Rocking Chair. So, check it out.
Yeah, it's The Rocking Chair by Charlotte Perkins Gilman.
Yeah.
It's a story about two men who desired the same woman. Maurice and Hal become obsessed with a golden-haired girl they see in a window. Their focus on her becomes a source of conflict between them, and it highlights the destructive nature of male possessiveness. This was a story from 1893,
Yeah.
and you can listen to it in the dulcet tones of Doug Bradley.
So the main focus of this episode, originally we were going to be going through the whole Kickstarter because I expected it to be live by now. I put it together. We put it together on Monday. I had hoped it'd be live on Monday, but then I thought, well, if not, maybe it'll be done on Tuesday. Here we are as we're recording this. It's Saturday and it's still not up. And so instead, we're going to be giving like a little preview of it. And so,
Sure.
first of all, we'll put in this video that we made. This is the Kickstarter video. So you get a little kind of a preview of that before the Kickstarter is actually live, because you can't see this yet, but we'll put that in right now. On this 2025 Kickstarter, Ryan and Jose will go over the goals and rewards and thank our Patreon sponsors.
This is the Clive Barker Podcast, where longtime fans Ryan and Jose and interview guests, bring you the news, and take deep dives into Barker-related stuff.
And so first, we want to thank our Patreon sponsors. Because of you, we were able to make it a whole 3 years without having another Kickstarter. So thank you to David Anderson, Erik Van T Holt, Daniel Elven, Amanda Stewart, Bradley Gartz, Matthew Batten, Bennett Reingold, Jesse, and Clara Leslie. And those last three are brand new. And thanks to our returning sponsors, Don Bertram Celebrate Imagination and Ed Martinez's YouTube channel.
Really good stuff.
Yeah. We really appreciate you patrons who keep us going. We had a serious technical issue with the website, and the fact that we haven't had one of these in 3 years, we had to come back and do another one. So that's kind of where we're at. Wanted to get into our goals, right? So the first thing is our podcast, the expenses of the podcast have crept up over the years. At the beginning, it was like $200 a year. Now it is $1,000 a year. And so that's our goal, is $1,000 to just give us a year's worth of hosting and web hosting, domain hosting, podcast hosting, Zoom license.
Security.
Yeah, the security is now part of every year we have to spend an extra $200 just for the security on the website. So there's all of that. And then our first stretch goal will be to correct the website, because in our last podcast episode, we talked about how we got it back to where it was, after paying for security and stuff. But it would be good to kind of future-proof it so that it's not vulnerable anymore.
Right, that it's working on the up-to-date platforms, and that we don't have to worry about deprecated things anymore.
Yeah. And our second stretch goal would be a second printing of the BarkerCast interviews, Occupy Midian, our book that we started working on in 2017, and now it just came out 2 years ago. And so now we want to do a second printing, correcting a couple of errors that were pointed out by one of our contributors, and also making it cheaper for everybody, because it's $50 right now. And so we want to get that cost down a little bit more people will get it.
And do a quick revised edition.
Yeah. So that's our goals. And so I want to talk about the rewards. And 1 year we did this in the style of the watch and wear offer. And this is our second time doing this because we had a technical problem last time. But so, okay, so the watch and wear offer is sort of it's a weird deep cut for anybody who ever got a rental copy of Hellraiser in 1987. Because
the credits roll by, right? And then instead of just the tape ending, it starts playing an infomercial.
Yeah, it pushes the credits off to the side, so they're like turned at a weird angle. so that you can see this old lady and her cat, and she's got a puzzle box that's a tissue box, and when she pulls the Kleenex out, then boom, it's like a big explosion, and her hair's like teased up, like you said, and she's and her cat is dead, and she doesn't seem to notice that her cat's dead.
It's like stuffed.
Yeah. And then this narrator voice, she's just kind of the comic relief, I guess, but this narrator voice just starts like hawking the Hellraiser thermos and the tote gym bag and all, and this other kind of
jacket.
Yeah. Satin against your skin. You want this Hellraiser satin jacket.
Yes. So we're gonna mimic that a little bit, right?
Yeah, we'll do our Kickstarter backer rewards. We kind of lumped them together because we're not doing this all day, but yeah, so we'll do that. So we'll get started. And if you ever want to see that, watch it on YouTube. Watch the original 1987. It's totally ruined the credits of the movie if you saw that version of it, but it is hilarious.
It is funny, yes.
Yeah. So it's the watch and wear offer from Fundraiser. You'll be in biomechanical bliss with these H.R. Giger calendars and books.
These Clive Barker playbooks pull you in by the eyeballs and never let you go.
You don't need two eyes to read these magazines, books, comics, and fanzines, but it helps.
These posters are perfect for hanging on your wall.
Be careful, these movies don't scare you to death.
This Jacqueline Hath's shopping bag will make you grateful that the luggage isn't you.
Undead Nazis and Crusaders won't stand a chance when you wear this Jericho t-shirt.
I hope you don't get stuck on these buttons and stickers.
All right. So there it is. And for people that haven't seen it before, what's kind of funny about it is it plays the kind of a whooshy, windy sound and chains rattling that you hear in Hellraiser at the beginning.
Yeah, like the...
Yeah. And so I'll try to see if I can edit that in. But it also... The aesthetic of it is not from Hellraiser the movie. It's from Hellraiser the poster, right? Because it's got pegboards and chains hanging everywhere.
Light shafts everywhere. That's right.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. So it looks like the movie poster where Pinhead's standing behind that in front of that pegboard.
I wish I knew who that lady was, and if she's still around, that we could get in touch with her, because
she's probably not. Well, who knows? She could be dressed up to look old. She probably maybe isn't even old.
Percy's definitely dead, though.
Yeah, that's the pinnacle of comedy, is a dead cat. Yeah. All right. So anyway, this Kickstarter, having no beginning, will have no end.
Thanks for listening.
That was fun to do. I it was especially fun when we recorded the watch and wear offer.
Watch and wear. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't have Percy with me, but yeah.
Right. Yeah. So we have 59 different things for rewards, for backer rewards. So what you saw in the video is just a small taste of them. And we want to thank our current donors. Thanks to Don Bertram, Phil and Sarah Stokes, Peter Atkins, Max Lichter, Bill Zenisek. Ed Martinez has talked about donating something. He's working on figuring something out for that. And thanks also to our past donors. Seraphim has donated a ton of stuff to us in the past. Aiden Fowlin, a lot of the magazines and comic books that you see in this particular Kickstarter came from him. Rob Reidenauer had donated the Memory, Prophecy, and Fantasy books to us, which we still have volume 3 in this one. and Derek Horwood he made those Barker Cast buttons for us
Yeah,
a
that was
few years
awesome.
ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Thank
thanks,
you
you
so much,
guys.
guys. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of where we're at. Coming next, we will have another episode when the Kickstarter goes live that will go over all the rewards and just kind of, just for anybody out there that wasn't aware of this Kickstarter, we'll go through everything that's available there, or if you're depending on how slow you are, some of those things might not be anymore. A lot of them, there's only one, of each thing. That's if we get approved by Kickstarter. We're still waiting to hear back from them. We've done 7 other ones just like this, so I'm hoping that they will approve it, but they've taken a long time right now, so I don't know. We'll do an episode on Barker related trading cards.
Oh, you
Right?
got those, you fished them out?
Yeah. So here's the box of blood. It's upside
It's upside
down. Or
down.
no, wait. Upside down. There we
Yeah.
go. The box of blood and the Clive Barker trading cards. Clive Barker ones are all his sketches. Box of blood is books of blood kind of stuff. Like,
I just remembered we're also
oh
missing
yeah,
this. Is not
the
really a
tarot
trading
cards.
card. The tarot deck, right?
Yeah, that definitely can go in that episode too.
Oh, cool. Because I do know a lot about the tarot cards because I do own them.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, that was actually, we had those on one of our Kickstarters.
that's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
years back. Plus the Magica trading cards, which I have in a notebook in here. Oh, it's behind my chair, right there.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, a little binder.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the Book Club of Blood, the next story will be the Skins of the Fathers. Well, I guess this was a short episode, but and this podcast having no beginning will have no end. Thank you for joining us, and we hope you have subscribed or followed our podcast. You can find the Clive Barker Podcast wherever you find audio. Show notes for this episode, as well as news and reviews, can be found at our website at www.clivebarkercast.com. The Clive Barker Podcast, or BarkerCast, is an independent editorial podcast and blog that's not affiliated with Clive Barker or Seraphim Inc. This is a labor of love by the fans for the fans. You can chat with us on our Facebook BarkerCast listeners group, our Facebook page, Reddit, Blue Sky, or our Discord server. Have you already bought our book? The BarkerCast Interviews Occupy Midian, available in Amazon hardcover, Kindle, and Apple Books. Join our Patreon and become a patron to get access to exclusive stuff, pick an episode topic, or maybe join in the discussion. You can also buy a t-shirt in our TeePublic store. Just go to teepublic.com/stores/BarkerCast. Leave a voicemail for us on the SpeakPipe link on our blog and we might put it in the episode. Opening and ending music generously provided by Ray Norrish.
Thanks for listening.